Oklahoma, Tennessee, Saturday, 7:30 Eastern kickoff on ABC. Last year, this game happened in Norman. I was there. It was Nico Iamaleava versus Jackson Arnold. And where do we find ourselves this year? Not even close. We've got a guy that was at Appalachian State this time last year against a guy that was at Washington State this time last year. And I think we may have a good old-fashioned loser leaves town match setting up. Now, if Oklahoma loses this game, technically there's still some paths where they could make it in if they win out. Tennessee's probably cooked if they don't win this game. So, it's a very, very big competitive character moment for the University of Oklahoma football program here. And some not-so-great news, a little paper popper of a stat as we get into it. Oklahoma only 6-8 under Brent Venables coming off a loss. We got to be better. We got to be better here. I am nervous about the pass defense for Oklahoma. Last weekend, I picked them to beat Ole Miss, so I'm a little salty about it. Last weekend, we're going into that game, and Ole Miss is number 8 in the country. So up until that point, to refresh your memory, there was no pass offense in the 50s or better. Like, I think top 60. Oklahoma had not faced a passing attack in the top 60. So the question was, okay, Ole Miss is clearly that. They're in the top 10. How much could they expose Oklahoma? Well, Trinidad Chambliss threw for 315. Tennessee's passing offense statistically is better than Ole Miss, and you got to go into their building to face them. They're number 13 in explosive passes. Joey Aguilar and crew, and they got more than one receiver they can throw to, although I'll talk about what wide receiver ones have done against them. I am concerned here. I'm very concerned. Now, here is the difference. If I'm looking for a ray of light, there's not been much for Tennessee defensively, Oklahoma over the past week, for me at least. Chambliss was only sacked once last week. Very, very good scrambler. Joey Aguilar is not a statue, but he's not going to do to you on the ground what Trinidad Chambliss did. So if you can get home against him a little bit better, maybe somehow, some way we limit this. But if Oklahoma gets in a situation where Tennessee's scoring on them, let's say, for instance, that Tennessee's going to get into the low to mid-30s like Ole Miss did last week. Let's say that's going to happen. Is John Mateer going to be able to trade points? So, pre-thumb injury John Mateer, 63.4 completion percentage, over 303 yards per game passing. Since the thumb injury, 57.9 completion percentage, about 192 completion yards per game. That has also come with a ramp up in competition. I do understand all that. His rush yards are down too. So just the production from the quarterback position has been a fraction, a shell of what it was at one point during the season. That's the bad news. The good news is you can find yourself against Tennessee's defense. They're not really good at anything. We'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor. Look down. Make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. They're 124th in pass yards per game allowed. They're 126th in explosive passes allowed. Tennessee's run defense has been gashed by Georgia, 198, by Mississippi State, 203, by Arkansas, 240. Oklahoma, suddenly, back-to-back games with a 100-yard rusher. John Mateer swears it's not his thumb. I disagree. I think I may know his hand a little bit better than him, but I digress. Hey, if you're healthy and you got a run game that's coming around a little bit, this is the time where you get right. This is the time where if they score 35, you score 38. You got to find yourself against Tennessee's defense or you're not going to find yourself. Keep an eye on missed tackles for Tennessee. Sategna and Burks, they can turn 7 into 70 pretty quick. We were rummaging around over on VolQuest earlier today. Great site for Tennessee. If you're not a fan, you need to head over there. And we ran across a concerning number. And that is that the Tennessee defense is averaging 12 missed tackles per game. And if you look at the yardage that has resulted from those missed tackles, 12 missed tackles per game has accounted for over 1,100 additional yards after catch. Kentucky alone had 230. There's like a whole game's worth of yards just after the catch off of broken tackles. Not great. And Oklahoma has several guys who can make you look foolish in that department. I also don't love Oklahoma being 117th in turnover margin because Tennessee's top 25 there. Tennessee, though, terrible red zone defense. This is the one area where Oklahoma can really tilt this game because Tennessee doesn't stop anything once you get down there, and Oklahoma is excellent in that department on offense. So again, before we look at what the model thinks, Tennessee's remaining road is Oklahoma Saturday, then you got New Mexico State, you go to Florida, and then you have Vanderbilt at home. There is a world, I don't know if we live in it, but there is a world where they win their next 3 games, Vanderbilt wins 2 of their next 3, and we have a showdown on Rocky Top the last week in November, 2 days after Thanksgiving, with a trip to the college football playoff on the line, Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's take a look at what the model thinks about this game. Right now, FanDuel has Tennessee as a 3.5-point favorite. Our model has Tennessee as a 3.5-point favorite. I have lost my trust in Oklahoma a little bit. And they can get it back here, but they're going to have to get it back before I pick them to win a game like this. I don't love Venables off losses. They're not just an automatic bounce-back type outfit under him. I'm going to take Tennessee to win the game and cover and continue to be on the fringes of the hunt for a playoff spot. I think those rankings are released next week, Jesse. Is that right? I think the first playoff rankings come out next week. If not that, it's the week. Yeah, it's next week. So there you go. This is the last opportunity to impress the committee, the fabled committee, before they release those initial rankings. I've got great news. We're going to give away some money. I always push FanDuel for this. They're all like, hey, man, we care about the customers. And I said, you serious about that? Yes. Give them money. And eventually they were like, okay. And I said, really? And they said, yes. So about a month ago, we gave away $1,000 in bonus bets. And I said to FanDuel, that went very well. They agreed. So I said, let's dial it up a notch. Let's increase our unit size, if you will. No immunity. Know your betting terminology. So tonight, we're giving away $2,500 in bonus bets. Over the next 24 hours, we're doing this. All right, so here's what you need to do. There's no strings attached here, by the way. There's no catch. You don't have to sign up for anything. Well, you need an account. But other than that, here's what you need to do. Producer Jesse just put a link in the live chat. If you're not watching live, that's okay. I wish you would. That's okay. But also, there's a link in the description to the show. Click on that thing, submit the information, and we're going to take 25 people over the next 24 hours, and we're just going to drop $100 into your account. And so some of you, it's going to be like Christmas come early. You're going to wake up and you're going to look in there and you're going to say, I thought I had $38 in here. Now it says I got $138. That's because the FanDuel bonus bet fairy dropped by and gave you a present courtesy of Pate State. 25 of you getting $100. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but you can look at the link in the live chat or in the description and you can sign up. If you're not interested in the money, don't worry about it. I've been told that our audience generally fans of money. That's what the research has said about you guys. No, you don't love it. We're not loving money around here. We're just fans of it. We enjoy money. We like money. We have some. We'd love to have some more. And that's what this is all about. There's the QR code right there.